Hey everybody, it's Pandy. I'm playing World of Tanks. This video is about the Panther II. Yeah, I had to work 12 hours yesterday. It was kind of like Disaster 1, and then Disaster 2, and then, Disaster 3, and fire! So, yesterday sucked. So, I wasn't able to get any real good footage for Red Orchestra 2, so I decided to do a World of Tanks video. What do you think about that? Don't answer that, I'm sorry. So, a little bit about this tank. Sometime during 1942, Hitler agreed that the development of the Panther tank with increased armor protection, especially for the needs of the Eastern Front, was needed. The project was designated as the Panther II, and its design was planned along with the development of the Tiger II. The Panther II would have shared a lot of components with the Tiger II just to simplify and standardize production, like the tracks and transmission and suspension and road wheels. The hull design itself was very similar in dimension and also just purely looks of the Panther OS-G, but many modernizations were added, like better optics and a very new engine deck. Its armor protection was increased compared to the earlier Panther, with the side armor only being 60mm thick, 100mm on the frontal. It was planned to be armed with either a 75mm main gun or an 88mm main gun. In March of '43, plans were laid down that production of the first series in late 1943 or early of 1944 would be the first series, and full production during the spring of 1944. However, in late spring of 1944, it was realized that the German industry was not going to be able to produce the Panther II in large numbers or just producing at all, and the project was abandoned in favor of further development of the Panther tank. And due to this, all the companies that were going to produce the Panther II were now ordered to produce the Panther tank. One prototype was built, and it was fitted with a regular Panther turret armed with a 75mm main gun, which had infrared devices and also telescopic rangefinders. Now, it is quite possible that it took part in combat operations. Yeah, redneck right there. But there's no records of it. There was no actual people saying that it was a Panther II that took part in combat. Rumor has it that the turret that was on the Panther II was actually fitted by the American forces when they captured it, but it seems more likely that the Germans would have done it due to their overall need for armored fighting vehicles during the late stages of the war. After its capture, it was transported back to the United States for testing, and then it was taken to the Patton Armor Museum in Fort Knox. So if you guys want to see the one and only Panther II, it's at Fort Knox. Now, the Panther II as a Tier 8 medium tank is outstanding! I have no idea how the Panther II performed when it was a Tier 9 because I never played it, but as a Tier 8, it is a bamf. Armed with an 88mm main gun, the biggest and baddest gun that you can get on it, it's very capable of engaging any medium tanks and heavy tanks. Maybe not the frontal so much on a King Tiger, but any tank, you should be able in some fashion engage and cause damage. It takes between 5 and 6 rounds to take down an IS and a Tiger tank. It has to do quite a bit more to any tanks that are bigger than it. The gun tends to do about 200 to 300 points of damage depending on how far away you are with AP rounds, and HE quite a bit less because it's high explosive. The Panther II has great mobility. It's very capable of racing any Tier 8 medium tanks and has the ability to do stationary turning with ease. This is very important when you're attempting to face your frontal towards an enemy, and so you can pretty much turn around on a dime if you really needed to. And this also allows you to place your front, like I said, towards the enemy and make full advantage of that, especially if you're facing against high explosive rounds. Your side armor, of course, is the weakest aspect of your whole tank, so that turning rate is very important to make sure you never get hit in the sides, which it still happens though. Now, the Panther II's armor is great for being Tier 8. From its current armored values, I don't know how it survived being a Tier 9, but compared to the T-54, it's just bad. Now, with the E-50 being a Tier 9 now, it looks like it's more capable of taking on the T-54, so the Panther II needed to go somewhere, and that was Tier 8. So I think it was a great move on behalf of Wargaming to move the Panther II down to the Tier 8s. Now, about the armor, I found it's very capable of deflecting a lot of smaller rounds, and even with luck, the 122mm from the heavy tanks like the IS. The tracks also get a little bit of extra protection from side shots due to that skirt. However, I really don't know how well it truly does because I never really tested it. But it does appear from time to time that HE with a liner does prevent your tracks from being blown off. Now overall, I like the Panther II. It's very capable tier 8 medium tank with weaknesses like any other tank. Those weaknesses could be overlooked with its very powerful main gun. I didn't really go into its weak spots because it's, well, if you don't know where the weak spots are by now, I don't know what to do for it. The only bad thing I can think of is its odd shape. It kind of looks weird, but that's more purely on look and feel. It has nothing to do with the tank itself, nothing really worth noting. But I think it kind of looks ugly. But it's a very, very capable tank. Now we're at that part of the video where I get to give some gold away. The last video was the SU-152, and the winner is Exido. I'll put his name in the video just so that you guys can see it. But for his very descriptive comment, I congratulate you, friend. And that was a pretty damn good comment. So the message is on its way. Now if you guys want to join this guy in winning some free gold, which is 1,250 gold for the North American server, 1,500 gold for the European server, and 2,500 gold for the Russian server, you must A, be subscribed to my channel, and B, put a comment down below, maybe even about the video question, which is, did you think it was worthwhile downgrading the Panther II to a tier 8? You guys already know what I think, and I want to know what you think. So again, that was Pandy, me. And if you guys like what I did today, if you guys think, it was a good video, hit that like button. I highly appreciate it. Thanks, everybody, and good hunting.